Okay, I think very less student join the last lecture. So only 14, 12 students were there, are there. Is there any problem? Okay, no problem. We will start our lecture as usual. Uh, so in the last week, we learn the first chapter, that is nothing but introduction to production and operation management, and we form one uh, concrete knowledge related to the subject through that particular chapter. We have seen the production system, then different types of a production system, then different types of a production, then we have seen the characteristics of a production system. So in this particular lecture we are going to understand what is meant by forecasting and related things. Okay, so basically in a ancient era, or the we can say that in 1000 BC, or near about that era, or near about 10,000 BC, some people can predict the future on their ability. So predicting future on their ability, one cannot miss. There is some lacuna. Maybe it will happen. Some people from the various countries are saying like that the earth will be miss all the civilization from the earth will be vanished in 2020, in 2012, and different kinds of movies are also released related to that. But all the things are flopped because there is no basis for that particular prediction, or there is no such a strong data for that particular prediction. Okay, so prediction may be with data and without data. Okay, so with the prediction with data, that is nothing but some of the historical data. One can say that that is nothing but a forecasting. Okay, so that is the generalized statement related to 1 minute. काय भरले Okay. Sorry for interruption. We will continue now. The prediction on the basis of some of the data, or some of the historical data, we can say that that is nothing but a forecasting. Okay. So this is the generalized statement related to forecasting. Okay. In upcoming lectures, we'll see what are the different methodologies and how it is useful in production operation management. Okay, so yes, there is so much effect of this particular forecasting to do the planning, to do the planning of a production, to do the planning of inventory. Okay, so this is the main strata. Forecasting is a main, we can say that the document which is the basis for the planning. Okay, so for that purpose, this particular chapter we are learning under this particular production operation management subject. Okay, so the university has provided this syllabus under this particular chapter. That is nothing but need of forecasting, then types of forecasting, then statistical methods, in that moving average method, then exponential smoothing method, then least square method, then regression and correlation method. And we have to solve, or under this chapter there are some numericals based on this particular points whatever we are going to learn. Okay, so on the basis of methods, different kinds of methods, there are numerical, and one or two numerical will be asked in the examination related to this particular subject. Okay, so this is the most important subject from the first session of our subject. Okay, so we'll move ahead. So what are the learning objective through this particular subject? So identify principles of forecasting, that is the one of the learning principle, and the students should aware about the forecasting. Okay, forecasting techniques. So and a student can able to explain the needs of a forecasting. That is the another example why forecasting is needed for the industries. Okay, then identify different types of forecasting methods and their characteristics. Okay, so yes, we know what is meant by forecasting, but how to identify which type of which type of forecasting method we have to use for a specific industry or for the specific reason. Okay, so that you will learn through this particular chapter, and these are our learning objective through this particular chapter. Then first of all, there is, I want to give one example. Okay, so how to understand this forecasting, what is meant by forecasting. Okay, for that purpose I have displayed two example. Okay, and we have to predict the next number. Okay, on the basis of number series, we have to predict the next number. Okay, so for the first, okay, a series. Okay, first number is 3.1, second number is 3.2, third number is 3.3, fourth number is 3.4, fifth number is 3.5. What will be the next number? Okay, so it is the question for you, what will be the next number in case of a series? So just comment in the chat box, what will be the next number? Okay, Maheshmane 3.6. Okay, Vishal, how come 3.7? Okay, after 3.6 it will be 3.7, no problem. But immediate after 3.5 it will be 3.6. Right. Okay, so the next number will be 3.6. Now check out the second series, B series. So first number is 2.5, second number is 4.5, third number is 6.5, fourth number is 8.5, and fifth number is 10.5. So what will be the next number in that particular series, B series? Okay. Yes, Mahesh Mane, how it becomes 12.6? It will not 12.6, it will be 12.5. Okay, so
by mistake, sir, I have typed that.
Okay, no problem. It's okay. Okay, so the next number will be 3.6 and 12.5 for the respective series of A and B, number series of A and B. Okay, how come you predicted this? Okay, so for that purpose, you have taken the reference of whatever the data you have available over there. Okay, and on that basis you have predicted the next number. So in a similar manner we have to predict something by doing the forecasting. Okay, so forecasting is nothing but the prediction of future on the basis of a historical data. Okay, on the basis of a historical data. So whatever the data available, on that basis we can predict what will be the next number and next value or next year production also. Okay, so so what is forecasting? Okay, so forecasting is a process of predicting future event based on a historical data. Okay, process of predicting future event based on a historical data, that is nothing but a forecasting. Okay, so this is the generalized statement related to the forecasting. Okay, so I think you understood the basic point of view of forecasting. Okay, so we will move ahead. So why it is essential for the industries? So it is essential for the organization to know for what level of activities one is planning before invest in inputs, that is main machine and material. Okay, so to produce goods or services, the industrialist need to invest for the inputs. Okay, so on that basis the budget finalization will happen in the industry. Okay, and for that purpose, if we know the need, then we can plan properly for the input quantities or input variables. So in case of industry or in case of any company, the inputs for that particular company is in the form of a main machine, material, then we can say that information and energy. Okay, so from that the three variables are most important, that is nothing but main, machine and material. Okay, so we should know what will be the quantity of labor required to produce the goods or to achieve the target, then whether the machines are adequate or whether to achieve the target we need to procure the new kinds of machines, or and the material inventory. Okay, so the whatever the raw materials required for the to produce that particular goods, that stock of that raw material or the inventory of that raw material uh, uh, is there in our company or not. So to finalize these things, one should go for the forecasting. So before making an investment decision, okay, many questions will arise like what should be the size and amount of capital required. Okay, then how large should be the size of a workforce, that is nothing but a labor. Then what should be the size of order and a safety stock. Okay, then what should be the capacity of the plant. Okay, these are the question in front of a, plant head or the manager level decision maker. Okay, so these are the question, and how one can answer this particular question. Okay, without having any data one cannot answer these particular questions. Okay, so one can say that the answer of this particular questions depends upon the forecast for the future level of operation. Okay, so for this particular question, one can answer on the basis of a forecast. Okay, then next thing is nothing but need for planning. Or planning production activity. Okay, so we know that day by day the companies are more automate turning towards more automation or industry 4.0. Okay, so the companies are become more complex, or this particular modern production becomes more and more complex, and the basic inputs are becoming more expensive. Okay, so if you say that the industry 4.0, okay, so it is fully automated and it depends on whatever we can say that we can handle without the interruption or without interaction with the human. The machines can do their own work. Okay, so if you want to purchase such a machines which does not require human interaction, then in that case the cost of such a machine will be very high. Okay, so whether such type of production such type of machines are required or not. Okay, so these are the part of a production planning. Okay, requirement. Okay, so these particular basic inputs are becoming more and more expensive, and also the basic wages of one can say that the workforce or labor, uh, the labor salaries also goes on increasing day by day. So these are affecting on the production planning activities. Okay, and there are a lot of restriction. Okay, on them. Okay, so one can say that the restriction in the sense of a quality, restriction in the sense of quantity. Okay, so this one can say that these are the restriction which is applied on that particular production system. Okay, then feedback from the customer or the requirements of a customer. These are the restriction to produce any goods. So there are so many restriction on this particular production activity. Hence, the planning of production activity is essential so that the resources are put to their best use. Okay, so one can say that because of this, the planning activity or planning of production should be done in the industries. Okay, so and this particular planning is a fundamental activity of a management. Okay, planning, without any plan one cannot initiate the production. Okay, so planning is a fundamental activity of management. Okay, and this particular forecasting forms the basis of a plan. Okay, on the basis of a forecasting only one can do the planning for the upcoming future. Okay, so forecasting enables the organization to respond more quickly and accurately to market changes. Okay, so what is the market scenario, what is the market requirement, whether our product is it is the region to the customer, and the product is liked by customer or not. So on that basis, the market demand shifted here and there, or we can say that there are many fluctuations in the market. Okay, so that all the fluctuation captured by the forecasting. Okay, by using the forecasting, and that will provide the input for the planning activity, that will be provide the input to the planning activity. Okay, so for the planning we need forecasting. Okay, for planning the production activity we need forecasting. Okay, so then where it is used, this particular forecasting technique, where it is used. Okay, so forecasting is used in a production department. Okay, to predict the product requirement for the future sale. Okay, so on the basis, if you know the demand, then only you can produce the good. If you don't know the demand, then how come you plan for the number of quantity or the inventory level. Okay, so second point is nothing but inventory. Okay, to predict the material requirement. Okay, so on the basis of our plan, okay, we need to maintain the proper inventory of a material or a raw material inventory. Okay, so this particular forecasting is also useful for the used to maintain the inventory also. Then personnel means what, the labor force, to predict the manpower for production. Okay, so if the production, if you want to increase the production, obviously you need to increase the labor force also. Okay, so to determine what quantity of labors required to produce the required to fulfill the requirement of a market, or to fulfill the planning requirement or the production planning requirement. Okay, so to predict the manpower of production, we required the forecasting. Then we know that if you are using the Facebook or anything social media, or in your mobile also, now they are showing the weather forecasting. Okay, so they are showing that tomorrow there will be rain or not, what will be the temperature of tomorrow afternoon, evening, all these things. So you can see this in your mobiles. That is nothing but weather forecasting. And this that also done whatever the data they are showing, that data is based on the historical data. Okay, so weather forecasting, then one can so that say that the traffic forecasting. Now this traffic forecasting, you can if you are using the Google Maps. Okay, so in that you can see that whether the signals are there at that time, at what location, uh, uh, how much traffic will be there. So the green lines are there, red lines are there, and the orange lines are there, or and the yellow lines are there. They are showing the traffic on the basis of that particular color format. Okay, red means what, a heavy traffic is there in that particular area. So all this prediction is done on the basis of a the historical data. That is nothing but this data is forecasted. Okay, then stock market. Okay, so one can predict one can predict the stock market also on the basis of the historical data. Okay, so for that purpose you have to use the previous data as asset to predict this particular stock market. Now one can say that mm, uh, during the Dashera, okay, during the Dashera or during the Gudi Padwa, the prices of gold are very high. Okay, so this is the prediction. I'm saying that yes, there will be high prices for the gold in the market during the Gudi Padwa and during the Dashera. How come I know these things? Because I have some data that yes, last year the price of gold during the Dashera was 30,000 rupees, and previous to that the price was near about 25,000 rupees. Okay, then what will be the price in this particular Dashera or Gudi Padwa? Obviously it will be 35,000. Okay, so near about that one can predict. Okay, so accuracy may be fluctuating, but we can predict the scenario of the things in upcoming future on the basis of this particular forecasting. So stock market also can be predicted on the basis of historical data. Okay, so this particular forecasting is defined by American Marketing Association is as an estimate of sales in physical unit or monetary value for a specified future period under proposed marketing plan or program and under the assumed set of economic and other forces outside the organization for which the forecast is made. Okay, so this particular definition is given by American Marketing Association. So whatever the units or physical units produced by the company, or the value of that physical goods, that is nothing but monetary value for the specified future period. Okay, which can be predicted by this particular industries. Okay, so which will comes under the marketing plan or the marketing program. Okay, so for that purpose some of the parameters which are affecting on that particular production, that is nothing but some external or outside economical conditions, okay, or the societal condition which will affect on that particular production, that we need to consider. Okay, so according to this particular American Marketing Association, this forecasting is defined as an estimate of sales in physical units or a monetary value for a specified future period under proposed marketing plan or program and under the assumed set of economic and other forces outside the organization for which the forecast is made. Okay, so I think you understood or not what is meant by forecasting. Please mention in the comment box whether you understood or not what is going on, or is there any question? Okay, Pranil is saying yes, Rohit is saying yes. Okay, others? Arbaz? Okay. Any question up till now? Okay, Mahesh is saying, Akshay, Arbaz is saying yes. Okay, so we'll move ahead. So this particular forecasting is a projection based on the past data. Okay, this particular forecasting is a projection based on a past data. So it is interface based on a large volume of data on the past performance. Whatever the data which is available with us related to that particular event and by considering that particular data, we can predict the future. Okay, so that is nothing but interface based on a large volume of data on the past performance. So it is not a guesswork. Okay, one can say that whether it is a guesswork. No, it is not a guesswork. It is a scientific technique which will give the more accurate data or more accurate value related to the event which is happen in the which will be happen in the future. Okay, so it is not a guesswork. Okay, so guessing is that which one can say that guessing is nothing but a blind prediction. Okay, so I will say tomorrow there will be rain. Okay, in Pandharpur area. So that is my guess. But whether there is some strata for that particular statement, no, I don't have any strata for that particular statement. How I can we can say that how I can justify that particular statement. To justify that statement, I need data. Okay, so guess, it is not a guess. Okay, on the basis of a data, we are projecting that particular into the future. Okay, so it is not a guess, it is a scientific technique in which we are predicting the future on the basis of historical data. Then here I have distinguished the prediction, the differentiation between prediction and forecasting. Okay, so just prediction, here you can say that just prediction and forecasting. So one can say that the prediction is nothing but the estimate of future event through subjective consideration other than just past data. Okay, so prediction is related to if anybody having that much knowledge related to that particular event, that person can be blindly say without any data also he can say something, so that will be nothing but a prediction. But forecasting is nothing but what? Estimate of future event achieved by systematically combined and casting forward in a predetermined way data about the past. Okay, so whatever the data available with us, on that basis, if you are predicting the future, then it will be a forecasting, so for the prediction purpose, what we required, you required a good subjective estimation, or we can say that good subjective knowledge you required. Then we can say that manager skills will you required, and experience you required, and judgment you required. Okay, so for the prediction, you what you required, a good subjective estimation is based on a manager skills, experience, and judgment. Okay, so just for the prediction purpose, you require just experience, manager skills, and judgment. Okay, so one cannot predict blindly. Okay, for that purpose, you require some kind of experiment, judgment, and the manager skills. But forecasting is based on the historical data, and it requires statical and management science techniques. Okay, so if you know the techniques, if you don't have the experience, no problem. But if you know the technique, and if you have some managerial skills or management science knowledge, then you can do the forecasting without any experience, without any judgment. You can do the forecasting also. Okay, so prediction, there is influence of one's own perception and bias in a prediction. Okay, so there is one's perception. Okay, he cannot be, or that person cannot be justify that particular statement. Okay, yeah, and it will be a biased statement. Okay, we don't know what will happen in the future, so it will be biased perception related to the event. But in case of a forecasting, there is no influence of one's perception. Okay, so the data will speak. Okay, the person's perception will not take under the forecasting. Okay, but in prediction, the influence of own perception, or that particular manager perception, or that particular who predict that particular the event or the future. So on that person perception, we have to move ahead if you are using the person's perception to predict the future. But if you are using the forecasting technique, there is no influence of a person. Okay, so this prediction may be fail, but the forecasting never. Okay, so prediction is less accurate and has low reliability. Reliability means what? ज्याच्यावर विश्वास ठेवू अशी गोष्ट. Okay, so we cannot reliable on the prediction, so it is a less accurate technique and having low reliability. But the forecasting is more accurate and highly reliable method. Okay, so forecasting is a highly reliable method in sense of predicting the future. So when we refer a forecasting, usually it is some combination of forecasting and prediction. Okay, when we are referring the forecasting, then it is the combination of forecasting and prediction. Okay, so but if you are referring the prediction, it is only the prediction. Okay, there is blind statement, okay, without any data. That is nothing but prediction. Whereas forecasting is nothing but with having some historical data, with having some previous data, we are predicting the future. Okay, so forecasting is the combination of forecasting and prediction, one can say that. Okay, whether you understood the difference between prediction and forecasting. Okay, just comment whether you understood prediction and forecasting. Okay, okay, okay. We'll move ahead. So, what is the need of forecasting? Okay, so here I will just go through that statements because they are these statements are very much easy to understand. So, majority of the activities of the industries depends on the future cell. Okay, majority of the activities of the industry depends on the future cell. If you have a future, then only you can start the production. Okay, if you don't know the future, then how come you justify that this much quantity is required in the future? So to justify the production plan, we required the forecasting. So majority of the activities of the industry depends on the future sales. So the projected demand for the future assist in decision making with respect to investment in plant and machinery, then market planning and programs. Okay, so this particular project demand, okay, it will assist while taking the decision in sense of investment in the plant machinery and the labors. Okay, then it will be easy to production department to justify their production. Then it will be easy to plan the marketing strategy or the programs related to the marketing. Okay, Pranil is saying, asking me prediction don't use maths model. Right, Pranil. Prediction does not use the mathematical models. Okay, whereas in forecasting we are using the mathematical modeling. Okay, there are different techniques. Prediction is nothing but the statement which comes on the basis of experience, on the basis of managerial skills, and you are blindly saying that it will happen in the future. That is nothing but a prediction. But in forecasting you have some data, past data related to that particular event which are happening in the companies, and on that basis of that data, we are predicting the future. That is nothing but a forecasting. Whether you understood, Pranil? Okay, right. So we'll move ahead. So the majority of the activities of the industries depends on the future sales. Okay, and the projected demand for the future assist in decision making with respect to investment in plant and machinery, and to plan the activities related to market and the programs related to the marketing. Okay, then this particular forecasting technique is required to schedule the production activities to ensure optimum utilization of plant capacity. Okay, to ensure optimum utilization of plant capacity. Okay, then to prepare material planning to take up a replenishment action to make the materials available at a right quantity and at the right time. Okay, so here replenishment means what? Fill up once again. So the material, whatever the raw material available in the company, it will consume on a daily basis. Okay, so the decision to fill the inventory or to maintain the stock in the company, that is nothing but replenishment. Okay, or refilling the material. So to prepare material planning to take up replenishment actions, म्हणजे काय, मटेरियल भरण्याची ऍक्शन करण्यासाठी. ओके. सो दॅट इज नथिंग बट रिप्लेनिशमेंट ऍक्शन. ओके. टू मेक द मटेरियल अवेलेबल ऍट right quantity and right time. Okay. So there should not be shortage of a raw material in the company. For that purpose, on the regular basis, on the basis of demand, we have to fill up the inventory or maintain the stock of a raw material in the industry. Okay. So to take the action related to this particular thing, and to make available this particular material, raw material, at the right quantity and right time, we need to take the help of a forecasting, and in that case also the forecasting is needed. Then to provide an information about the relationship between demand for different products in order to obtain a balanced production in terms of a quantity required of a different products as a function of a time. Okay. So as at a different, yes, we know that as per the scenario or the market requirement, or as per the market requirement, the product features we need to update, and on that basis we can say that we have to maintain on that basis we need to maintain the raw material. On that basis we require to change the machinery. Then on that basis we require to maintain the proper stock at the distributor end. Okay. So to provide an information about the relationship between demand for different products in order to obtain a balanced production in terms of a quantity required of a different products as a function of a time. Okay. So forecasting is going to provide a future trend which is very much essential for product design and development. Okay. So as already mentioned, I'm stated here that, so as per the market scenario, the as per the demands of a customer, we need to change or we need to add the some extra features in the product, and for that purpose the forecasting will be useful for the industries. Okay. Then what are the different types of forecasting? Okay. So depending on the period for which the forecasting is made, it is classified as the short term forecast and the long term forecast. So the forecast which cover less than 1 year. Okay. Less than 1 year period, one can say that, is termed as a short term forecast. Okay. So the forecast the forecast which will cover the period over 1 year, that is nothing but up to 5 years or a 10 year. So that forecasting or the that type will be considered as a long term forecast. Okay. So in short term forecasting, we can say that material control, loading, scheduling, and budgeting. Okay. So this comes under the short term forecast. That is nothing but these are the shop floor activities uh, which will comes under the short term forecast. Okay. Then long term forecast, that is nothing but the forecasting more than 1 year is nothing but the long term forecasting. So one can say that the 5 year forecasting or 10 year forecasting, that is nothing but long term forecasting. Okay. So example comes under this: product diversification, sales and advertising budget, capacity planning, and investment planning. Okay. So product diversification is nothing but what, changing the features of a product, or changing the complete product. That is nothing but product diversification, or adding some extra feature, or we can say removing extra feature, or reducing size, increasing size, then change in design. That all comes under the product diversification. Then we know that sales and advertising budgets. Okay. So uh, uh, let us take the example of uh, any Colgate ad. Okay. Some Ranbir Kapoor is making the ads of that particular Colgate. Okay. making that particular Colgate ad. So how much year that particular ad should run by the company, it comes under the forecasting. Okay, so advertising is part of a forecasting. Means what? Yes, nowadays the Ranbir Kapoor is trend is there in the market, and we have to use that particular person for the advertising of our product. Okay, so and it should be run up to 3 years, 4 years. So budget related to that, and to take the decision related to advertising and sales. Okay, so that also comes under this particular long term forecasting. Then capacity planning, that is nothing but what? Capacity means what? If one machine is there, then if you consider that there are 10 identical machines in the company, and that 10 identical machines are producing 100 components in a day. Okay, each machine is producing the 100 components in a day. Then whether the demand of our product will increase in the future or decrease in the future, that is nothing but a forecasting. So on that basis we need to increase the capacity of the plant. That is nothing but what? We need to increase the production rate in the stipulated time period. Yeah. Okay, in the future the demand is more, and we need to install one more identically same machine in our company. That is nothing but what? Capacity planning. Okay, increasing or decreasing the capacity is related to the capacity planning. And investment planning. Okay, we need to invest in a properties, okay, in a raw material, or we need to maintain the inventory in the market. How much inventory in the market, that is comes under the investment planning. Okay, so these are the types of forecasting. First one is a short term forecasting, and second one is a long term forecasting. Okay, whether you understood these two types of forecasting? Just comment in chat box whether you understood or not. Okay, okay. So the last point of this particular lecture is nothing but classification of forecasting methods. Okay, so a large number of forecasting techniques with various degrees of complexity are available in the market. Okay, there are a number of types of forecastings are available with the in the markets to the forecaster. And nowadays we can see that the number of programs, computers are easily available to everyone. So the programs can be used to forecast the future. Okay, the in one of the lecture, Rohit Adlange has mentioned that the big data, data science or big data is using the same technique. Okay, no problem. That is nothing but what? Related forecasting. Okay, programming forecasting. Okay, so such type of programs are also available in the market. So the variety of forecasting techniques depends on the complexity of that particular event are available in the market. Okay, so but in general the forecasting methods are classified in three different categories. The first one is nothing but judgmental technique. Okay, so judgmental technique is a method which relies on the art of human judgment. Okay, this is practiced since long time. Okay, so we can say that judgment means on the basis of human judgment we can forecast the future. That is nothing but what? Judgment technique. Okay, so in a short form, I'm means in a brief, I'm telling, I'm elaborating this particular techniques, and in a descriptive manner we'll go in the next lecture. No problem. Then the next method is time series method. Okay, so time series method, one can say that the objective of this particular time series analysis is nothing but identify this particular time series method identifies the historical pattern of demand for the product and project. Okay, let us say before 10 years, from the last 10 years, from 2011 to 2020, we have some data, and on that basis, if you are preparing or if you are predicting the the requirement of market in 2021. That is nothing but what? The time series methodology. Okay, so this is one of the segregation of this particular forecasting method. Then the third is nothing but causal method. So in this particular causal method, or it is also called as a econometric method. Okay, this particular causal method is also called as a econometric forecasting method. The analyst in this particular causal method, analyst tries to establish cause and effect relationship between the cells and some other parameters that are related to the cells. Okay, so let us take the example. The demand of cement depends on the projected growth of the construction industries. Okay, the sale of cement is depends on the growth of a construction industry. Okay, that is nothing but cause and effect. Okay, so this particular cause is nothing but if growth is more, then the cement factories will be in a boom. Growth is less or will be less in the future, then uh, the cement factories will collapse, or they will be in a loss. Okay, so that is nothing but cause and causal method. This is the some elaboration related to this particular causal method. Okay, so there are three techniques. Judgment technique is nothing but relies on the art of human judgment. Okay, in that human judgment is this particular technique is used by humans on their own judgment. Okay, then time series method is there on the basis of historical data for the past few years or past few months. On that basis you are predicting the next data. That is nothing but series method. And causal method is used to establish the relations, uh, establish the cause and effect relations. Okay, so related to the cells. Okay, related to the cells, that is nothing but causal method. Okay, so we'll stop here. If you have any question, please ask in the comment box, or also you can use your mic, unmute yourself, and you can ask the question. Whether you understood all the things, or is there any problem? Okay, if you have any question, you can ask. Okay, Manish is saying understood. Okay. Any question? Rohit is saying understood. Okay. Okay. I will take attendance. While giving attendance, just unmute yourself and you attendance, and then afterward mute yourself. Okay. So rule number one, rule number one, absent. Okay. Two.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Three, absent. Four,
Yes, sir.
four present. Okay. Five, absent. Six, absent. Seven,
Yes, sir.
present. Okay. Eight, absent. Nine, absent. 10, 10 absent. 11 absent. 12 absent. 13 absent. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What is your roll number? 20. Akash, be safe.
10.
10. Okay. Okay. So I'm reach up to 20. 20 is present? Absent. Okay. 21? Absent. 22? Absent. 23? Absent. 24? Absent. 25? Absent. 26? Absent. 27? Absent. 28? Absent. 29? Absent. 30? Absent. 31? Absent.
Sir, 31.
31 present.
31 present, sir.
Okay, okay. 32 absent. 33 absent. 34 absent. 35 absent. 36, 37,
Yes,
38,
sir. 37, yes, sir.
37. Okay.
Ah,
38.
Yes, sir.
Who is 38?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 38 present. Okay. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47,
Present, sir.
47 present.
Present.
Okay. Okay. 48, 49, 50, 51,
Yes, sir.
51 present.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59.
57.
Huh?
Hello.
Huh.
57.
57. Okay.
Uh,
57. Okay. 58, 59, 60.
Yes, sir.
60 present. Okay. 61.
Present.
61 present. Okay. 62. 62 absent. 63.
Present, sir.
63 present. Okay.
Yes, sir.
64.
Present, sir.
64.
64. Present.
Okay. 64 present. 65. 65 absent. 65. 66.
Yes, sir.
66 present.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Sir.
Okay. Akshay, recorded. No problem. 67.
Sir.
67 absent.
हा कर आता नसली तर
Akshay, please mute yourself. 67 absent. 68. 69. 70, 71,
Present.
71 present. Okay. 72, 73, 74,
Yes, sir.
74 present.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 75, 76, 77, 78.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 78 present. 79, 80, 81, 82.
Yes, sir.
82. You are entering at the end of a lecture. Please take
Yes,
care.
sir.
Huh? Next
Yes,
time
sir.
I will not allow you in the lecture. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Worry.
Yes,
Sir, 81.
Okay. Hmm. Uh,
Sir, 81.
81. 81 present. Okay.
21, sir.
21. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else? Or okay. So we'll stop here. Thank you.